Alright. Testing 1, 2, 3. This is a test. Testing 1, 2, 3. This is a test. Testing. Turn my volume up. Alright. Testing. How do I sound in terms of quality here? Y'all let me know how mic quality sounds right out the gate, because I didn't have much time to test it again. I did a little test thing earlier, but I didn't have much time to test it because this is a very late stream. But yeah, or not late, but well, yeah, it's kind of late because this is later than I would normally stream, but this is a very last minute stream is what I meant to say. Because this was not a stream I planned on doing today, actually. I said I was going to stream to make up for the lack of uploads, but I didn't think anything noteworthy was going to happen, but something happened, alright. But let me welcome folks in the chat. I'm bad at pronouncing usernames, so I'm gonna mess up some of y'all names, so I apologize for that. But nice Gani. Oh, that's Gani. That's Gani. Gani, see y'all. That's Gani. He's a regular, so yeah, good to see you, Gani, as usual. The Talene is also there, another regular I recognize. Also very much good to see you. Mygo, I remember you from the Kirby stream. I think it was. Maybe you've been on some past ones, but I specifically remember you from the Kirby one, I think. I don't know. I get that stuff mixed up, but good to see y'all. Who else is here? We got a first time chat. What's this username here? 𝘀𝘁𝗿𝗄 or something. I don't know how that's pronounced, but hello. It says here you're a first time, so I don't know if we know each other from anywhere else or if you're just new to these streams, but good to have you here too. I don't recognize the username. We got Mega Man 1R in the chat. Also says a first timer. Hello, welcome. Good to see have y'all here. Very, very good to have y'all here. It says y'all can hear me, so that's good. That's good. That's good. If I need to turn up my volume, please don't be afraid to let me know. Also, before we start, let me make sure. Yeah, okay, it's muted. Okay. I was going to say the game audio. We will have a game in the background, but since this is a talk stream and it prioritizes the talking, that'll be muted, so I don't have to worry about balancing game audio levels. I just need to make sure mine is loud and clear. So if I'm too quiet, don't be afraid to let me know. And don't be afraid to say hello. I will be reading some of your comments, and I'll be taking in your feedback as we have this chat. But I'm definitely going to be venting, so I'm going to say that now. It's very much going to be a vent stream where I'm like just going to be going crazy. I got my 2 cents about Sonic Superstars, or rather New Super Sonic Bros. Ooh, a lot of people on Twitter have been calling it that, and that is definitely a very accurate name. That is a very accurate name. That's for sure. But yeah, I'm just setting up some last stuff here because again, this is a very last minute stream. I did not plan the stream tonight, but because of this news, I wanted to talk about it. Um, and I'll go ahead and get started on the game. Just play that for a few seconds, get myself leveled here, see if it works. Mygo says, I was thinking Rayman Legends, but Sonic, but that's definitely more apparent. No, because Rayman Legends has like a very distinct style to it. Like Rayman Legends has a very specific style to it. It's very single player focused. It has multiplayer too, I think. I don't know if it goes up to 4 players, but I'm pretty sure it's very more single player focused and it has a more unique style to it. So I wouldn't compare it to Rayman Legends, but it definitely has similarities to the NSMB series, that's for sure. Santiago said, I've seen that on Twitter. A lot of people have said, oh, Generations 3D Classic Sonic is dead. No, it isn't. Like, it's basically still the 3D Classic Sonic from Generations. He's just slightly redesigned so he doesn't look as pudgy and annoying as he does usually. But do not be fooled. It very much is still the same classic Sonic. Okay. Let's hope it had online co-op. And y'all already know it's not. I want to be more hopeful that it would be, but I don't think it's going to be online co-op. Like, if freaking Kirby and Mario and some of these other series don't even have online co-op for these 2D platformers, like, I don't have much hope for Sega to have it. Especially since in the promo stuff, they emphasize local co-op, if I'm not mistaken. I'm going to put... hold on, let me open a Word doc. I'm going to put some of these usernames here and see how Word pronounces them, so I can get an idea of what I'm saying here.
𝘀𝘁𝗿𝗄.
𝘀𝘁𝗿𝗄? Is that how you say it? That's how that's the one I put there. He says yes. Okay, that's cool. Alrighty then. I'm gonna call you 𝘀𝘁𝗿𝗄, so I don't mess that up. I'll call you Dem for short, if that's fine with you. Woke up at 9 a.m. Oh yeah, 'cause the Tallinn is on that Australian time, so it probably would have been early for y'all. All right, let's start at the game. But yeah, how y'all doing? How's things been since last time? And also to our again to the new guests, welcome. Good to have y'all here. Me, it's I've mostly just been busy with other stuff, and not even like life stuff, but like just doing other things, besides the channel. Like I would like to prioritize the channel more often, but sometimes I just have other stuff come up. So that's what I've been doing. Man, I wish we'd get more Sonic side games. One finger curls on the monkey's paw. That describes how I feel with Nintendo and Sega as a whole. Like they can attention occasionally listen to things that I've always wanted, but it always like backfires in the worst way possible. The worst way possible. Ugh. But yeah, I'm gonna get into talking about Sonic Superstars in one more sec. In terms of today's game, yes, it is gonna be Sonic Adventure 2 again, and let me explain why. So originally, I wanted to stream something a little more fitting to the topic. So I was like, maybe I should load up Sonic Mega Collection or Gem Collection and play one of the 2D games. But then I realized if I have to play another 2D Sonic game while I'm talking about this, I'm just gonna get more mad. Because I'm so sick of 2D Sonic, bro. Like, I don't hate 2D Sonic. Like, obviously, it's like my first gaming franchise. It's like one of my favorite gaming franchises of all time. But, like, the stagnation of it has just been very frustrating to see. So, I don't know, man. I don't even want to see 2D Sonic right now. So I'm playing Sonic Adventure 2. Plus, I was too lazy to like just swap the game. I probably could have swapped it to some other game because I have played SA2 a lot on the channel. But I just felt like, you know what? Screw it. Let's just leave it at SA2. The Tallinn says, actually, one thing about Superstars I found out that was insane is Oshima is involved with this game and created a new character for it. And I read that. Now, it's not like Oshima's been completely distant with Sega entirely. He's popped up here and there. But it is interesting to see he's fully on board with a Sonic game project again. He is one of Sonic's creators. Which gets into a tangent I want to get into, which is like I want to respond to this one tweet that said, "Oh, Ashima's back on the games and Naka is in jail. We're in the good timeline." Which, if you think like Naka just being gone from Sega is such an amazing thing, like I know Naka isn't perfect. He's had his huge flaws. Like let's be real, he definitely has. But like not having respect for Naka's contributions to Sonic is just so stupid, man. Like if it weren't for the combination of Oshima's designs and Naka, Sonic wouldn't be where he is today. Let's be real. Let's be real. I just want folks to know that. Like, there's a lot of folks who are in denial about that, but that's just the truth. Like, and you can definitely feel Naka's absence to this day. Dem says, I can tolerate Nintendo at times. Their decisions baffles me. Yeah, I definitely feel that, especially when everybody 1-2 Switch got revealed. Oh, that might be something we talk about, I guess. I guess I can, but there ain't much to talk about there. Sega seems to have fun throwing gasoline on the fire. That is the CEOs that don't pay attention. I don't know what's going on with Sega internally anymore, bro. I give up trying to understand what's going on in there. A lot of people on Twitter seem to not get game design. Oshima didn't have much to do with the game's code. Yeah, that's right. And you know who did? Naka. So that's why I tell people they're goofy trying to say that he had no role in Sonic. We're just gonna play the story mode in the background. I'm probably gonna get to levels that I do not like, but we'll get through it. Alright, I'm gonna play a little City Escape, and I'll talk, but I'll come back and read your comments. So I'm gonna talk a little bit now. I will come back and read your comments, but yeah, let's talk. Alright, let's get this party started. So, Sonic Superstars. What do I think about it? Now, as you guys know, I like 4 days ago, I like just dropped a video that was talking about recent Sonic news, like what's going on with Sonic right now, how I feel about certain upcoming projects, which ones I think are okay, which ones that I don't really care for, all that stuff. And among the topics I discussed, I obviously gave my thoughts on a potential 3D Sonic game. Not 3D, 2D. Like my mind is so broken, I can't I can't even think straight. It's probably because I'm playing Sonic Adventure 2, but yeah. There's obviously there a 2D Sonic game has been rumored for the longest time now. Like this isn't like completely out of nowhere because a 2D Sonic has been rumored for a long freaking time. And as you guys know, I'm not exactly in a rush to see 2D Sonic right now because again, as I explained, like it's the last thing I want to see due to how like we've just had such an oversaturation with 2D Sonic. So even though it's the last thing I want to see, like one thing that could have made it better is if this was a ambitious 2D Sonic at least, where instead of feeling like a game that relies on the classic Sonic branding and relies on trying to appeal to the nostalgia of those who love the classic games solely without understanding why the classic games are so beloved, I was hoping that this would be a game that actually tries to do something different. And there were a few rumors that compared this to the Russian Advance games, which, if you didn't know, are 2D Sonic games that I believe did try to move the series forward and did try to do things differently by experimenting with like new gameplay mechanics, using the modern cast to their fullest, using the modern designs and not using the classic designs just because it's what the happy brand people like. Like, something similar to Rush or Advance was ideally what I would have loved to seen for the next 2D Sonic game. I made that 100% clear. I even put a tweet on screen that explained those thoughts a lot more clearly. And yeah, like, how did that end up turning out with Sonic Superstars? You guys should know that this is basically the opposite of what I wanted to see. Like, this is one of the last things I wanted to see. And it's not like, I have again, it's not like I hate classic Sonic. Like, I don't want to see Sonic's 2D series fail just because it has Sonic's classic design. But the reason why classic Sonic angers me so much is because whenever he is involved, you can tell that Sega is in that mentality of when they were making Sonic Generations, where they brought classic Sonic back because, oh, Sonic's nostalgic elements sell well. They appeal to the nostalgia of people who grew up with the Genesis games. So, as long as we reference the Genesis games endlessly and put no amount of effort into the actual 2D gameplay, everything will be fine, right? And, like, that's why it ticks me off so much. So, yeah. Now, obviously, in terms of like the general like theme of the game, the general look of the game, and everything like that, that obviously makes me mad. But let's break down the individual details about the game. You know, see if we can salvage some positivity from this. So right off the bat, in terms of environments, like I guess they're not entirely based on the overused ones we've come to know and love, but right off the bat, you can see like the Green Hill Zone lookalike zone. Like we're never getting away from Green Hill Zone. Like on Prem's video, I commented Green Hill Purgatory because that's what it feels like we're in. It truly feels like we're in Green Hill Purgatory. There is no escape from Green Hill Zone, bro. I don't know, and some people have said that it more so resembles Emerald Hill, but like potato patata at this point, guys. Like Emerald Hill is literally a retooled Green Hill Zone. Like Emerald Hill was originally going to be Green Hill Zone. Like it's obviously not the same zone as Green Hill Zone, but like I'm tired of Green Hill Zone lookalikes. Like especially as the first zone to where it's like so predictable. Like I feel like that's especially what makes people call this game New Supersonic Bros because it's basically like just Sonic leaning into his most basic and predictable elements. Ooh. Where are these boxes, bro? The camera is going crazy. Oh my god, where's the ring? Oh my. Oh wow. I like the camera was kind of bugging there. I love SA2, but like the camera is like so dumb sometimes. All right, let's try that again. All right, there we go. But yeah, those are my knee-jerk thoughts on Sonic Superstars. Let me look in the chat. Let me see what y'all are saying. To be honest, there's a part of me with this game that irks me on how they acknowledge so much classic stuff. Yeah, I feel that. They ignore the adventure formula and stuff like that. Bro, I've given up on them ever giving a dang about the adventure formula. Like, that's one thing. Like, looking down on the adventure formula at this point, like it's super dumb and disrespectful to the 3D roots of the series. Like imagine if Mario treated Mario 64 and Mario Sunshine like the plague. Crazy. But yeah, that's already bad enough in of itself. But I feel like now I don't think they have any sort of self-respect for modern Sonic. And what especially tells me that is like not only is this game the classic designs, but like apparently there will be an option to have like modern skins possibly, but they're DLC. Like you have to sign up for a newsletter or something to get Amy's modern skin. That's how bad things are. We're at a point where their modern designs are DLC. That is insane to me. Words cannot describe how disrespectful that is to me. Like imagine playing Mario Galaxy and instead of like the revitalized Mario design we know, they just have like pudgy, weird beta Mario playable, and then like his modern design is just a DLC option. Clownery. Oh my god. But Nux, what if they paint the grass blue and call it Blue Hill Zone? Oh my goodness, that's funny. Oh, Ty Star is also in the chat. Welcome, Ty Star. Good to see you. He says, but I completely feel you. That's partly why I can't get hype. And see, again, it's not even just the classic aesthetic that ticks me off. Trust me, it's a big point of my anger, but that's not solely what turns me off from the game. Like, y'all know that I do like Sonic Mania a lot. Like, Sonic Mania is one of my favorite Sonic games. It's actually a legitimately decent game. What ticks me off is that you can tell that this is them once again relying hard on Sonic's nostalgic elements. And that's what makes me more mad than anything. Yeah, at this point Sega wants to play it safe, clearly. That's really all it comes down to. I thought it was a live service game because of the skin announcement. Yeah. Yeah, I was confused too a little when I saw that. Now let's talk about the co-op. Ooh, the gameplay started. I didn't even notice that. I gotta restart. Okay, but yeah, let's talk about the co-op because that's also another thing about the game that's interesting. So this game will have four-player co-op, just like the NSMB games, and you will be able to play as Sonic, Tails, Knuckles, and Amy. Now, say this. I will say this. In terms of like comparing this and calling this new Super Sonic Bros., it does do one thing much better than the new Super Mario Bros. Games. For starters, the four playable characters seem to be unique and have unique abilities. Like right out the jump, that is a plus, I guess, over the new Super Mario Bros. Games. Like Sonic is playable, Tails is playable, Knuckles is playable, and Amy is playable, and they all have unique attributes. Amy can use her hammer to break stuff. Knuckles can glide and stuff like that. Tails can fly. So the good news is that it seems like we at least have their unique abilities. And that is a plus to me. As to where with, the new Super Mario Brothers games, we get stuff like what is it? We get Mario, Luigi, but Luigi doesn't have any of his unique attributes. We get the Toads, and they don't have unique attributes, and it's just generic Toads like a blue and yellow Toad. So yeah, at least at bare minimum we have that, and it is cool that they're treating Amy like a mainstay again. Like between this Origins Plus and the Frontiers DLC, like they're treating her better than ever, honestly. So that's cool. Hey, easy over there. All right, sorry about that. Yeah, yeah. He heard some background news, and he got ticked off. So I'm sorry about that. But where was I? Oh yeah, yeah. Dem makes a good point in that this isn't really. It's not like Mario is a stranger to this too. Like 3D World, for example, got this right. to where all the unique characters have unique abilities, and 3D World, is actually 3D too. So I guess there's that distinction. Oh, bro, do we really want to talk about Sonic Frontiers right now? Do we really want to go into that territory? My video made it clear that I was skipping Frontiers, but to give y'all a rough idea of how I feel, like, I just don't. Like, I don't know. Sonic Frontiers is a game that looks like it's not for me. Very similar to this game, it like reuses a lot of assets to the point to where it's just like sad. It doesn't truly feel open world because it's plagued with 2D sections out the wazoo. Like, I want to be more excited. I want it to be more excited for Sonic Frontiers, especially because it's Sonic's big first open world game. But like, I just couldn't, bro. I couldn't do it. All right. Guessing the other one is down below. I think you had to push these or something. I forget. Let's see. Darn it. Forget how these work. Or did you push them from the other way? Darn it. I forget how to play this game sometimes, man. It'd be so long. But yeah, forget that. Alright. Pull it. Oh, pull. I'm sitting here trying to push it. What the hell? There we go. I was gonna say, like, I usually I remember I didn't know if you had to dig there or what. This game, man. There we go. I looked really stupid there. Yeah, that's not a common place it spawns. That's not a common place it spawns, so it threw me off for a second. Honestly, if Frontiers took place in a city or something, I would have been much more. No, I like the idea that it took place on sprawling one button everyone. Yeah, bro. Yeah, I love SA2, but the one button thing like hurts it so much. That's easily like one of the biggest problems with the game. But we're not here to talk about SA2. You know I love the game, even with its shortcomings. I've okay. What else? Oh yeah, the environments look generic. Yeah, that's my problem. Like these environments look so generic. Besides like the weird chaos dimension environments, which I guess those look fine. I guess, but like those are about as comparable as like the generic bright environments in like New Super Mario Bros. 2, where like there were a few worlds that were quote unquote unique, but like not really. Especially because the actual levels themselves still had a lot of the generic themes still. Oh snap, the boss battle starting. Okay. Oh snap, cute bro. They ruined this game in a lot of ways for me. I can't see this without thinking of Eggman choking to death. Oh my goodness. The thing is, I think Sonic can work in open world. I literally made an entire video about this. I just think the way Sega executed it, in the fact that the cyberspace levels play exactly like Frontiers, hurt them a lot. Yeah, the fan dub. Like, I hate how memey it's made some of these older Sonic games, but also it's like it is generally kind of funny. Oh, we have another person in the chat. 55% robot. I don't know if that's a sign you're a bot or not, but hello. Yeah, I agree, Dem. That's facts. That's exactly what I think Frontier should have been like. But you know, if it feels like we're always doing the what ifs with Sonic instead of appreciating the games as they are. But yeah, I will say, multiplayer. It is interesting that the game has multiplayer because I've always wanted to see a like multiplayer Sonic. And even though it doesn't have online, and that definitely kind of sucks, a multiplayer Sonic is definitely an interesting thing. Like I've always wanted a kind of new Super Mario Bros. As Sonic as like a spin-off or something. I always thought that would be really cool. The problem is that they're doing this in 2023 when we should be getting, more interesting Sonic experiences. Like we just had an open world Sonic that felt rather lackluster in areas, and I was hoping this would be a modern 2D game that built on the 2D formula instead of, relying on the nostalgic elements once again. So like it just takes away my potential excitement for this multiplayer Sonic. Like if this were announced in like the early 2010s, I would have gone crazy for this because I actually used to be not remotely bothered by classic Sonic. Like, and someone posted a video of like that old classic fake 3D classic Sonic game video. Like, and if you followed me, I was actually pretty excited for the potential of more classic Sonic stuff and more 2D stuff. But now, since that's the standard and that's all we get, and it's done in such a generic way, like it's just not exciting for me. Oh, another positive I should talk about is Fang. We see freaking Fang um in the trailer, and that was kind of crazy. And apparently he's gonna be an antagonist alongside Eggman, and that's pretty crazy to see. It's pretty cool to see Fang having a role in a modern Sonic. Like that's something that should have happened ages ago. Like we've needed a more standard set of Sonic antagonists for such a long time now. Like having some side villains like Fang, Bean, Bark, Honey, stuff like that. Like we have needed that for years now. And the fact that we're only just now getting it is ridiculous. Like obviously they were in Mania and whatnot, but that wasn't them because of Phantom Ruby shenanigans. So like it was basically we didn't count it. Is my mic muted? I hope I wasn't. Okay, my mic isn't muted. I was gonna say I hope I haven't been talking the whole time and my mic is muted. That would have been embarrassing. Sonic Advance free enters the chat. All right. Ty Star says it's cool that Amy is playable, but we got Sonic Origins Plus now, and Superstars coming out in the same year. So that's another thing. Why did they announce it this month when we have Sonic Plus Origins coming up? Like, now this makes Sonic Origins Plus look extra weird. Like, one of the selling points of that game is playable Amy, but now we know there's like a new, shiny new Sonic game coming out with playable Amy, and she's gonna be playable in Frontiers. So it's like, why though? That doesn't really make much sense. Like, I swear, like whoever runs Sega does not know what they're doing, bro. Closest we've had is, yeah, like some of the older games had multiplayer modes, and yeah, I think really is a cool character. Apparently his character poster also references how he was called Knack the Weasel, but don't, because Fang is an infinitely cooler name. Like, no, we're not calling him Knack the Weasel. Get that trash out of here. His name is Fang. Yeah, Amy. Yeah, Mygo. At least someone is winning from all this madness. Amy fans are, they living their best life right now. This is probably the most respect she's gotten in years. But it's like, why can't some of these other characters get that same treatment too? You know, like they mean just as much to me. Meanwhile, Cream, oh, Cream fans are starving. Dem says, yeah, Cream fans, they're in purgatory right now with me. Oh, and Jet fans, oh yeah, writers. This makes me curious whether or not that one rumor, there's a rumor that 6 Sonic games are in active development right now, and this was apparently one of the rumored ones. So it makes me wonder if one of these upcoming games is potentially a writer's games, and if that'll be making a comeback. Which, if it does, I hope it's not classic Sonic writers, but. So yeah, let's talk about that, about who's developing Sonic Superstars. So I should also clarify another reason why I feel very iffy with Sonic Superstars is in a tweet it was confirmed that this game is being developed internally by Sonic Team entirely. Like, it is all Sonic Team. Like, no Dimps, no Mania Team, nothing. This is a Sonic Team game, and as you know, because of how Sonic Team has handled 2D Sonic in recent years, that's like, whew. Yeah, they're being stretched thin. Yeah, and they're not like a big team right now either. Like, we recently had confirmation that not that many people worked on Frontiers, like Sega claimed, and that just makes it all the more like confusing. Like, who the heck was working on this game while Frontiers was a thing then? You know, like that's especially what makes me like raise my eyebrow. Like, okay, like who was working on this game then if Sonic Team was busy with Frontiers? Like, that's why I originally thought it was Dimps, because that makes sense, right? Like Nintendo, for example, they have multiple teams and multiple people working on multiple stuff. But Sega, they just have Sonic Team doing it all. And yeah, Christian Whitehead not working on this especially stings. Because again, Mania is a great game. Like I have my issues with Mania. Oh my goodness. Did this thing crash? You gotta be kidding me. The game crashed, y'all. Wow. Amazing. Yeah, that happens sometimes, and that's more of an issue on my end than the game. That's due to my laptop. It be bugging sometimes. Sometimes it handles these games perfectly. Sometimes it just be bugging. Now we're gonna run it back though. It'll work. I've beaten this full game on this PC. Uh, Dem says you mean a team. Sonic Team is long gone. It's only just by name at this point. Yeah. Oh, let's not get started with all those rumors. The fact that Sonic Team just kind of exists as a brand at this point, and it's not really even a Sonic focused team. Like, let's not get started on all that madness. Like, and that's what especially makes me confused on like who's working on what. Like, what is the current status on this series? Like it's crazy. The camera was gonna send me sent hurtling right into the water. Yeah, them being a brand name now isn't that surprising. Yeah, it's because like that's just how it is now. Like they've had like so many failures in the past. Like they didn't really have but a choice but to downsize. All right, here we go, y'all. There we go. No crashing this time, boys or gals. Dem says, I believe it's more implied that Sammy just shuffles people around on who works on what at any given time. So if someone is working on a Sonic game and is neat somewhere else, Sega will yank them away and place them somewhere else. Which, yeah, that seems to be more so what's the case. And you can definitely tell. You can definitely tell when they yank people away from a Sonic project and put them somewhere else because it shows in the actual gameplay through the glitches and some of the bugs some of these later games have. Faker. I wish I could quote Sonic Adventure 2 quotes on the fly like Jeb can, but I can't. I dedicate my muscle space to so much other junk. Oh lord, swinging on me. Ooh, you almost got me. Yeah, Sonic does deserve better. All their IPs deserve better because it's implied that this is how they treat all their IPs, and it's just pain. I guess they're making a bit of a comeback because you have series like Amigo coming back, and there's rumors Jet Set Radio is coming back too. But I'm just sitting here like, bruh. Don't get me started on that conversation, Dim. Like, whether they're even still a game company or not. Like, I definitely have suspicions they're up to some shady stuff. People say it's easy, but I always get filtered by it. Yeah, he can be a little annoying. Sometimes I get lucky and I beat him pretty fast, but like sometimes he's like annoying for no reason. I wasn't paying attention there. Yoink. And yeah, because of stuff like the Personas leak and this leak being true, Jet Set Radio might be real. And I pray to the stars it's good, y'all. I'm hoping, y'all, because I've been waiting for Jet Set Radio for the first Jet Set Radio is fire. I need a proper follow up. Yeah, I saw the Persona announcements. People have pointed this out, but it's so dumb. They announced the Persona remake after like having all these ports of the Persona games. That's kind of dumb, but like it's whatever. Like if people want to double dip, they'll double dip. Atlas is another can of worms. Yeah, they definitely also have some Sega energy, considering they're owned by them and stuff. I wouldn't be surprised because Sega they pass their shenanigans to everyone they touch, except Nintendo. They're lucky because they do their own thing, but they have their own shenanigans. Ooh, I almost missed that. Oh my goodness, no, no! I don't know what happened there. We might be lucky to get Persona 6 by 2030. Yeah, because you can see them milking Persona 5. And it has me like legitimately worried. Like, did they corrupt them so bad to where they're not gonna make Persona 6? Like, they gotta make Persona 6 at some point. Like, you can't keep just milking Persona 5 the way it is. Like, it's a good game, but like, how much longer are you gonna rely on the success of it? Mygo says, I'm still mad about Eternian Odyssey. I don't know anything about that, but I can feel it. Did the original creator Persona leave? I wouldn't know. They did the same with Persona 4 back in the day. I guess I can see that with the weird dancing spin-offs and stuff. And yeah, the difference is they're milking Persona 5 way more. Like it's clear as day. these games getting a good camera would go a long way alone for making them much better. In terms of SA2, I mean, is what I'm talking about. Again, I love these games, but they definitely have their flaws. Let's see. Is it around? Pumpkin Hill is probably the one I'd be forgetting where everything is. It's fine. I don't mind flying around Pumpkin Hill for a bit. It's my favorite thing to do with this game. Just kind of chill. Yeah, they treat Persona 5 like they treat Final Fantasy 7. Oh lord. Yeah, that's another one. I guess it's Final Fantasy remake is looking cool, I guess, but they definitely messed up stuff there too. Let's see. Dems. So, how do you feel about paying nearly $60 for Origins Plus physical version, only for it to be DLC and about? That's another thing. The fact that Origins Plus is only DLC and the physical version isn't like on disc is beyond ridiculous. That is just goofy to me. Like, for what purpose is there for that? Like, there's absolutely no reason for that. Did I get hit while in mid rocket? That's crazy. They really just be shooting at you for anything out there. Yeah, and let's talk about $60 for Sonic Superstars while we at it. So here's my thing. I'm not a person who thinks a 2D game inherently has less value than a 3D game. Like, y'all have seen that. There's a lot of 2D games I love that I think can be worth on the level of 3D games. The issue is you have to have a decent amount of content and like value to that 2D game. Like, because if it's just like a basic 2D platformer, that obviously like just has inherently less value than even like the most basic of 3D platforms, at least in my opinion. Like, it really comes down to content, and when it comes to the content of Sonic games, like that's especially what has me mixed. Oh, this dang train. Is Origins Plus actually $60? If Origins Plus is $60, that's even worse. That is crazy. Ooh, I just saw it going red. Where was it? Again, a good camera would make these games go a long way, bro. Actually, let me see stuff. Oh, there it is. Here we go. And yeah, it's especially gonna get worse if they start charging $70, which whoo, I ain't playing. I am not paying $70 for something on Frontier's quality. I'm not paying $70 for something on Force's quality. I'm not paying $70 for all these basic 2D Sonic games. We're not doing this. We are not doing that. Like I wouldn't do it for Mario either. Like I barely managed to get Tears of the Kingdom. Like I was hesitant to get Tears of the Kingdom for that exact reason. Like I'm like really mixed when it comes to games moving in the $70 direction because like that is too much, bro. Especially for like games that are like shorter and are not as ambitious as these big AAA 4K games out here, and some of them don't even be hitting 4K. So like, oh, it's like, why are you charging $70? There's actually no reason. So down here, where it at? Oh no, it's over here. And yeah, Mario 64 and especially Sunshine are not immune to issues. Trust me, those games have their problems. Like people that try to say, behind the pumpkin, where it at? Where it at? There we go. Even then, I have problems with these AAA games being $7 when they're more about cinematics and gameplay. Yeah, that especially is what ticks me off. Oh crap! Dang it! I hit exit. I accidentally pressed exit, so I gotta start over. Ah, that's not good. All right, I'll just skip to the next stage. Yeah, that was my bad, y'all. Cause I'm trying to read y'all conversations. I'm not even paying attention to all this madness. It's all good though. It's not about playing the game in order anyway. The game is just like a backdrop. Oh crap! I died. Yeah, that's my big issue with like the other systems, like their lack of exclusives and the fact that everything just comes to PC. What is the point, bro? Like, what is the point? Oh yeah, I know y'all Aussie folks, y'all be going through it, especially because $100. Like, I think Canada also has like something similar to that. Yeah, I know it. Prices be going crazy over there. Y'all get my F's in the chat for that. Mygo says, heck, that's one of the reasons why I'm not particularly mad at the Switch for being older hardware. We don't really need anything more than the Switch or PS3 for 16 when it comes to raw power. Yeah, like once we hit HD, like there's only so far we can go. Like obviously, stronger hardware is ideal so we can get stuff like 60 FPS because that's obviously ideal for games. But like in terms of like getting up to like 4K, 8K and stuff like that, like I just don't care. Like as long as the game looks really great visually HD, like I'm sold. Like I don't think games can get that much more visually impressive, especially since the games I like aren't aiming for like realistic gritty styles, so they can only look so much better. And I want all that focus to go to gameplay, content, all that stuff. Oh my, oh jeez, I don't know what happened there. Oh, I'm supposed to go around. Wait, was I? Oh, dang it! Oh, I just went over the edge. That's crazy. I was thinking that was the wind section. That's what I was thinking of. I was talking to a Canadian over Discord. Yeah, their games are $100 after tax. Yes, I also have one of those Canadian friends. It's crazy stuff over there. And yeah, I don't blame you to lean with stuff that like that. Sheesh. Surprised you can afford any video game. But yeah, I don't think there's anything else I really want to talk about when it comes to Sonic Superstars. Yeah, I feel like there was something else I wanted to rant about, but I think I got the gist of what I think about it out the way. But yeah. As I said in the title, I'm gonna talk about Zelda for a bit in a second. But if y'all have anything else about Superstars worth commenting on, because I don't know, that's all I really wanted to say. I wanted to rant about how like I'm tired of the classic Sonic theming, and that's the main reason I'm like so ticked with this announcement. Like, and in terms of like everything else, like I don't know. There's not much more I have to say really. Would have been really nice to get a modern 2D game, but I guess that's just not in the cards anytime soon. Like in terms of like this current period of Sonic, this is the most like passive aggressive I have ever felt with Sonic. Like if I had to like y'all know how I'm not a fan of the 2010s era and how that's like the colors, wisp, meta era and stuff like that. Like in terms of the 2020s and how I feel about them right now, it feels like this period is like the mediocre era of Sonic to where like nothing is flat out bad, but we just don't have anything that's truly amazing right now. And see, backing up to the price thing, Superstars can be worth like $60 to $50 if it does like interesting things in terms of its content. Like having the playable characters, the emerald powers, stuff like that, that definitely helps. But say for example we only have like one emerald per zone and we only have like I don't know, like the final boss and stuff like that. We only have 7 zones, and only some of them actually do some unique and interesting themes. Then that's not worth $60 to me, bro. Like I think you'd get more enjoyment out of the NSMB games at that point. Well, I've been diving for a minute. Oh, is there nothing here? Wow, that's crazy. Dem says you're heading out. Yeah, I'm probably gonna be ending the stream soon because I mainly wanted to talk about superstars, and that's pretty much it. Like I have to get up soon, get up early. Not early, not super early because but I have to at least get some sleep because I'm going to be seeing a movie, and that's gonna be fun. So yeah, I can't be up all night talking Sonic, but I just wanted to get my thoughts on superstars out there. The Illumination Zelda stuff, though, let's talk about that briefly for those that can stay for that. That'll be our last subject for tonight. What movie? Spider Verse 2, but I'm gonna say this now. I would prefer if there were no spoilers in the chat, please. Like because Twitter already has like been hard to dodge spoilers there. Like some people like have no regards and just be typing anything in terms of that movie. But luckily, I've dodged a lot of the big ones, I think. But backing up to Zelda, so there's a rumor that Zelda, the Zelda movie, is happening, but it's being done by Illumination. And, excuse me, I haven't seen it, so you're safe there. Cool, thank you, Maiko. Appreciate it. But in terms of how I feel about that, I've explained in past videos, but I don't mind Illumination doing more Nintendo movies and more Mario movies since they prove themselves well enough with the Mario movie. Like the Mario movie isn't perfect, but I think it was a great film, and it just had a few flaws that held it back a bit. But in terms of Illumination handling a Zelda movie or a Metroid movie, obviously that's where I'm like, whew. I don't know if I could trust Illumination to handle a Zelda movie because Zelda is a series obviously that dives into a little darker elements, a little more adventurous elements, and a little less toned down in the comedy. Like Zelda has comedic elements and stuff like that, but not to a point to where like it gets annoying. So like that's why like I'm a bit worried in terms of what they're gonna do for a Zelda movie. I feel like DreamWorks would have been the better choice. Yeah, DreamWorks is what everyone wanted to see, especially. Like they're just they definitely they could do a Zelda movie if it like took cues from How to Train Your Dragon or something like that. which I don't think that trilogy is exactly perfect, but it's close. It captures that Zelda-esque vibe close enough. I think it'd be a great template to do a Zelda movie. But if they just basically do the Mario movie template, but with a Zelda paint, that's where I feel like that would be too disrespectful to Zelda. Because I think Zelda deserves a bit better than that. Right at, bro. Wow. I'm wondering why Nintendo didn't get a Japanese studio to get these movies because Illumination is just profitable. Like their name is a big part in why this movie made all the money in the Mario movie anyway, made all the money in the world. So for them, like they're thinking like they'll have Illumination do all their movies, but that just sounds like just not ideal. Yeah, I know it's in an oven. I need to find. Ganon doesn't always die in a Zelda movie, so that's not something that has to happen. But it is a series where like darker things usually happen. And yeah, that would be terrible, Maiko. Like that's like that's like my worst nightmare. Earthbound means a lot to me as a series, and them treating it like a joke would be like the worst thing ever. But I feel like people are a bit over worried because like the Mario movie showed like Illumination isn't gonna do all those pop culture things if Nintendo keeps them in check because the Mario movie had no like crazy pop culture references or stuff like that. The main issue with the Mario movie is obviously the mainstream music and the fast pacing. And like Zelda is a series to where like a movie about it needs a little more time, and also like I cannot imagine mainstream music for Zelda. Not at all. Not at all. Yeah, imagine Take on Me in the Gerudo Valley. Yeah, that's another thing that like haunts my dreams, bro. And exactly, but Illumination apparently they don't understand that. They don't understand that not every movie needs pop music, but they apparently Mario needed some, which it wasn't the worst thing in the world for Mario. It just got like overbearing sometimes, and it would especially be bad to like see that for Zelda. But yeah, I give him my thoughts on that. Like, hopefully Nintendo reconsiders maybe, or if Illumination does end up with it, it's not the worst thing in the world. But I don't know, man. We just gotta wait and see how that turns out. But so I've given my thoughts on Sonic Superstar. I've given my thoughts on the Zelda Illumination movie, and yeah. So I think I'm gonna have to end the stream here, folks, because it's getting late, and I would like to go to sleep. I would like to go to sleep. So I want to thank y'all for tuning in to tonight's stream. It means a lot. Shout outs to the Talene, Ty-Star, Mygo, all y'all folks who usually come out to these. Shout outs to the newcomers like Dem. Really appreciate it. And yeah, I have not much else to say. Thank you for watching. This stream will probably go up on YouTube later, so if you want to rewatch it, then yeah. But peace out, folks, and hope y'all have a good night.